gain 50, lose 50. Right now. Go. You have to pick one.
If I have to pick one?
Yeah, don't overthink it. Gain 50, lose 50 right now. Snap of a finger, it happens. You have to pick one. Go.
I think if I snap of a finger...
It's like you have to pick one or we blow your fucking brains out and you die. Lose 50, gain 50, go.
I think I am incapable of losing 50 pounds. I would die. I think I have to gain it.
So you're going to take gain 50?
Yeah, people live fat all the time, right?
Okay, yeah. So you're going to be big. You're going to be.
I don't think I could lose 50 pounds. I would be.
Don't overthink it.
I would be 130 pounds, and I'm 6'2".
There are chicks that are 90 pounds in Hollywood movies that like projectile vomit their dinner into sinks.
The models.
I was 145 in high school. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you were also like 5'10".
Oh, so I'm taller than that now?
I'm 60. Yeah, you grow. Yeah, it's a fact, especially with women, that when they get old, they become old grandmas and they shrink.
Oh, I grew.
Old people shrink.
I had a physical last week. Never seen this in my life. Dude, when's the last time?
I had a physical high school.
Okay. Can you remember? And if you can't, just best of your ability. What was the height and weight on that physical?
Probably like 6 foot 150.
So 6 feet tall, 150 pounds?
155.
Okay.
Because you have to do it every year for sports, right? Don't you have to do it every year?
If you're in sports, they usually make you take like a sports physical. I think it's just so the PE teachers can like force you to take your clothes off.
Dude.
But I don't know why else you would need a physical.
Did you ever go to a sports day, physical day? Like where everybody goes to get their physical at the same day? Did you ever do that?
For wrestling, yeah.
And lots of people show up.
Everyone that's in the wrestling team that made the team show up to the locker room at 4:30,
and they get a doctor in.
It's like this one chick in like white, and she takes everyone's weight, hydration test, measures.
It's a woman?
I think that time it was, but I may be wrong. I can't. I remember like all the wrestlers were in the locker room, and Ryan Tavener was trying to sell me an MP3 that was like stolen, but she measured like a bunch of shit, and it was like pass, fail type deal.
Okay.
But outside of that one, I don't think I ever remember another group physical. Usually after that, it was like go to this patient first on West Broad Street and just take
So you went to a group physical, and there was a woman doctor, and how many people were like wrestling at the time?
I'd say 15, 20. It was no
I
more
remember
than 20.
going to a sports physical where it was a man doctor.
Okay.
And it was like probably at least 100 because it was not just one sport. It was like,
multiple
you play sports this season.
You're getting a physical from this guy.
Come on down. It's free.
Yeah, because we're taking pictures of you with no clothes on.
I mean, looking back, like
kind of weird.
Yeah, why do they make children have physicals to play sports when they're like,
maybe because
12?
some children come from homes that don't pay attention to their children,
their health,
and there's
an
underlying issue that hasn't been identified. Yeah. And if they go to wrestle,
serious injury,
and they take their shirt off and they have lesions, and it's never been identified by anyone other than the parents, they might be like, "Oh,
you can't roll around on the mat.
You have Lyme's disease, and you're gonna die in 6 months. You need to see a doctor." You can't wrestle.
Right.
I think it's a precaution from keeping the school from getting sued.
Yeah, I guess that's smart.
Like,
I remember going...
Timmy, you actually have a needle that fell out of your shirt. It probably was from like your parents' floor where you sleep at night. You can't wrestle, bud. Sorry. But no, what I was trying to ask you was, right now, height and weight, what do you think you are?
I'm probably 6'2", 1.
So you grew.
Yeah, since high school. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm glad you said that. 6'2". Weight.
So, probably 185, 190, somewhere in there.
Nice, solid defensive back in the NFL.
Nice.
6'2", 185, 190. That's great. Got length. You got the low body.
Get up
fast.
Yeah, top speed. Not really quick, but can get up.
I had a physical like 2 years ago. That's for your mother.
Probably 6.
I had a physical.
4 to 6.
I had a physical 2 years ago. Okay?
2 years ago, you had a physical, yep.
5'11", 215. Okay.
It's a normal guy.
Average dude.
Average guy.
Loves a good, hard, soft pretzel at a baseball game.
And a good 50 wings.
I had
at
to
Hooters.
get, for your CDL, you have to get a physical every 2 years.
Okay.
I had one last week.
Okay.
6'1", 225. Put your boy on the starting linebacker roster.
So, wait. Go back to 2 years ago. What was it?
5'11", 215.
5'11", 215.
Yes.
And now you're what?
6'1", 225.
There's no way you grow 2 inches in 2 years.
I've been juicing. I've been getting
You've been
shots
juicing
and alleys.
The juice is Coors Light.
The juice is Coors Light and Slim Jim beef sticks from gas stations.
Because you like those?
I grew 2 inches.
Dude.
And 10 pounds of muscle. And I'm telling you what, right now, Jacksonville Jaguars need a linebacker. Put me in there.
Show up, dude.
I will put the visor on, translucent, so you can't see my eyes, and I will hawk. One play and probably get broken.
I never played one more my life. Bro.
Dude, I was I was tripping. You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
They did all the shit for the physical because it's like an in-depth physical, everything. Mm-hmm. And they were like, you know your boy.
Okay.
Hard in the paint.
Okay.
And I was ready for the
What, did they ask you how many drinks you have in a week?
Yeah, they did that.
And what'd you say?
I said 2 drinks.
Two a night?
I said 2 a night, once or twice a week.
Okay.
It's more like 10 to 12 a night, 5 to 6 times a week.
You're like one of those people that post to the internet where people call wellness check on you.
But no, they did blood panels. They did everything. Listened, looked, examined, monitored, everything. They were like, you're really healthy.
Dude, good for you, man. Congratulations.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Why? Because you
There are people
10
that
and
eat
12 down a
cabbage
night?
and drink water and drop dead at 35, and I'm throwing them in. And they were like,
Yeah.
do you have... My blood pressure was
Oh
beautiful.
my God, dude.
Beautiful. They were like...
It's built into your bones,
No,
dude.
you know what I think it is? I don't eat or consume sugar.
Okay, coffee's black.
Coffee black with a... Look at me. Creamer. Just a dash. If it's sweet and it's white...
No. Okay, here's mine.
So-
If my coffee
Yes.
is this, 12 ounces,
Okay.
in between the orange line, halfway up the orange line, that's creamer.
Oh,
That's
no,
creamer.
no.
I put that much creamer in there. I do. And then
So
I
you
fill
have
it all the way up.
you have a very white coffee.
No, it's not.
I don't like...
I like black coffee. I like dark roast.
I don't drink black coffee because my coffee definitely has something in it. Black coffee is pure just bean water. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I like the bean water combo.
Bean water, yeah, for sure.
Bean
At least
water.
once or twice a week I'll do bean water. But I literally 75% of the time will do creamer, just a dash. And sugar, like
Like a Salt Bay.
and that's it.
Okay.
It's nothing a lot in there. It just it just takes the bitterness off from like level 90 to like level 82.
Yeah.
You know, but then the only other sugar that I usually eat, by all means, there's special occasions, usually is fruit.
Which is natural sugar, which is
Yeah.
good for you.
I don't eat candy. I don't drink soda. I don't drink sweet tea. I don't eat pie. I don't eat ice cream. I don't eat any of... I'm telling you, dog. 2 days out of the month, I might have one of those. The rest of the time, 0 sugar. I'm telling you.
Well, it sounds like it's working for you.
I think it is. But
I like
also
Gatorade.
too,
That's 96% of your daily value of sugar.
you know what's crazy?
In one
You know what's
bottle.
crazy about Gatorade?
What?
I'm not a Gatorade guy.
Yeah, you know me. You know me.
You know who
You're not
is?
a Gatorade guy until you steal all my Gatorade out of my fridge.
That's at 3:30 in the morning after going hard in the paint, $5 pitchers.
And that's when I'm like, dude, I get this Gatorade from Food Lion. it's the liter.
Yes.
I get it for $2.50. I get it hot. You know, I
warm
chill
Gatorade,
it.
yeah.
I buy it warm.
Of course, because if it's already cold and it goes warm,
It's too
bad.
expensive, and it's got to be overpriced.
Yeah.
You're paying for the cold.
You gotta buy warm.
I got my own cold.
When you're buying liquids, if you're not immediately consuming, it's warm.
Right. Yeah, that would sit in there, and then you'd kill it.
Well,
and
I would wake up after eating Dynamite sticks dipped in fucking 7-Eleven nacho cheese and chili cheese that we stole in coffee cups, and my mouth and my body would be so dehydrated from the sodium. I'd be like, if I don't replenish my system right now with something, I'm going to have a heart attack and cost them way more money in lawsuits. So I would just go into the kitchen. There'd be a half a fucking thing of Gatorade in the fridge.
And you're like, that's
and I would
mine.
just go,
Goodbye.
I know this is going to like bring him back to life, but if I don't drink it, I'm going to die and he's going to have way more problems on his hands. So let me just
My
buck
life is
right
more
now,
important than anyone
and
else's.
I would buck. I'd save a drop or two. And then in the morning when I would be passed out because I wasn't going to school, let's be real, I'd hear my friend getting up going to like history class at 9:30, super early, being like, oh, come on, man. Like, I just bought this last night. God damn it. And then you hear the door go, and then he'd walk out the apartment with his fucking bike.
Now I gotta go to 7-Eleven again. I gotta go to 7-Eleven again.
My life is so hard. I live in one of the nicest apartments downtown above a bar. I have no worries in the world.
That was like a movie apartment.
It was.
That's what How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
They live in the bar downstairs.
There's so many stories that I just had pop into my head in that apartment that would take probably 4 of these podcasts to like go through.
It's great.
And
great
we can
time.
go about them like throughout the years because you're going to be watching that long and don't think you're fucking going.
And if you're watching right now,
it's gonna get deeper. It's gonna get closer. You're gonna fall more and more in love with us. But right now,
we're lovely.
Understand, we're figuring it out.
Well, no, but see, that's the thing. We all are, baby.
Yeah,
we figure it out as we go, and that's
right now is the honeymoon
how you
stage.
Ride
it's
the
exciting
wave.
You felt something you had never felt before. But the best part about it is when you really fall in love with it and it becomes a day-to-day thing, like this podcast should be. And you have to do it 24/7. That was a hiccup. You have to listen to it 24/7. You have to tell your friends about it. And if your wife doesn't listen to it, you can treat her like OJ did her and just cut her fucking head off.
You probably won't get away with it, though.
Yeah, because you don't have as much money as the Juice did. Hey,
Dude.
Twitter world.
Man, what a good life to live every day.
Us?
Alive.
Oh, I think
people are living. Are you truly alive?
Is anyone? Because when you see the people that are,
I'm living in the Matrix. It's simulation theory in my head.
I love when it's like, oh, this person's mega ultra famous, mega ultra rich, like they have everything going for them, and then they fucking cut their wrist in a bathtub, and you're like, ooh.
It's not what it's about.
That sucks. So if that was the definition of living your best life, why would that be an option? I think as long as you're able to entertain and kind of deviate and explore from outside of just the normal realm a little bit and the things that you're interested in, but then come back to, I guess.
Here we go. I'll say this is a real life thing that happens. It's a perfect example of growth. Growing. Okay?
Yeah.
A lobster.
Let's hear it. Okay.
A lobster. Do you know how a lobster knows when to shed their exoskeleton and become bigger?
Do you know
better?
There's only one
stronger.
thing. There's only one thing I know about a lobster. You know what that is?
They taste good.
They taste great in melted butter.
With the sweet butter.
When you dip it in melted butter, a lobster hits your tongue.
Here's a side note.
Outside of that, I don't know anything else.
Survey.
I don't know nothing about
lobster or crab? One for the rest and one for never again.
I'm I'm going crab. I'm crab.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Let's say this.
Unfortunately, I'm a quantity over quality, I think.
Okay.
And I know to each their own. Some would rather have 1 and some would rather have 100. Crabs, you can get like a bushel for a cheap price. You can steam them, fry them up, put them in mac and cheese, put them on top of a steak, put them in a fucking rice. There's a lot of options with crab.
Right.
And you can do a lot of things with crab for a reasonable price.
Lobster?
Is lobster amazing? Oh, 110%.
It's definitely
sweeter. Is it better than crab? 110%.
It's definitely sweeter.
But I like the fact that the crab to me feels like when you're eating a crab.
It's like a poor man lobster.
It's like a party. Crab is like, oh, we're having fun tonight. We're eating crab. Lobster's like, oh, this is a special occasion. We're getting lobster. We're dressed. We're having wine.
It's different. Just a different vibe in your head.
Lobster to me is a special occasion. Crab is, let's fucking enjoy it. We're at the beach. We're at the lake. We're having a good time. There's friends. There's music. There's booze. Let's eat this crab.
I'm talking about, I get that.
Right?
Yeah, I can.
Lobster's fancy.
I can respect that.
I love lobster. I love crab.
Let's even it because
for me, playing field.
For me, the playing field is at there's an odds here because crab, you're cracking that crab all night, baby. If you want to eat it, you're cracking it.
You're working.
You're not eating it if you're not cracking it.
But if you're having fun, you're cracking them too.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is my thing. Let's say it's an unlimited amount, no cracking, just meat, plated. Here's it. What are you picking?
Crab.
Nice. Cool.
I think because lobster's so goddamn good and so rich and delicate, like what's the word?
Delicate.
Decadent. That after 2 tails, you're like, I don't want no more because I don't want to ruin
Definitely,
it.
yeah. 2 is like...
2 is done.
Yeah.
1's perfect. 2's like, I'm full. There's no way I'm going to 3.
Well, it's always...
Crab, I can eat till I vomit.
Right, and see, that's the thing. Lobster is always like supplemental to like a steak.
Yes.
Or like a pasta.
It's
or like
a palate changer. It's like...
Crab is like, you can...
Crab
want
is
more
just
crab?
shovel my fucking face.
Would you like another cluster?
Would you like another bushel? Do you want 10 more pounds of steamed crab? Fuck yeah, we would. Who wouldn't want to have 10 more pounds? Lobster is decadent. You don't want to pound lobster. It's like pounding your favorite liquor and then ruining it.
Yeah, you're like, I can't have it anymore.
No,
I loved it, now I don't.
I used
Why
to
would you
love
do that
this,
to something you love?
and then I destroyed it by one night going too far, and now every time I think about it or do it again, I get sick. That to me is lobster. Lobster has a special place. It has a pedestal. You enjoy it. Yeah. It's one of those things you sit back and go, I'm living a good life.
It's always a good life, though. Sometimes
Crab, you're like, let's just see how far Susan will take her pants off.
To the knees, at least.
Oh, dude. She's not even wearing clothes. You think she is. That's how much crab you're eating.
And the crabs don't make her clothes fall off.
We should do a seafood boil for an episode. Where we do like crab, crawfish,
it's called a
corn.
mukbang, dude.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to do ASMR with me eating like crab and like sauce.
And they were like... You seen the Crawfish King? You seen him on his social media?
I've seen Liver King.
I've seen Liver King, too.
Crawfish King, is that the redneck dude from like...
No.
Baton Rouge? That's crack.
Oh, yeah, no. Have you seen him?
Stale cracker.
I think he's probably from Louisiana. I feel like you like crawfish.
He's like, what's up, dude? We're going to cook these crackers tonight.
No. He's
okay,
like, he eats them. He just sits there and eats them.
Yeah, I don't usually watch people eat food. I eat food myself.
I don't either. I really never watch people eat food, but there's a couple of people that are like famous. There's one dude.
Was Salt Bay the first famous like
I'll shout him out.
Food guy?
What do you mean?
Like the first guy to take like outside of being a chef or a cook or an inspiration to quality of food that just was literally like, yo, I'm just gonna sprinkle salt onto it.
It's just rock salt. It's probably some special.
No, I'm saying
salt.
Was Salt Bay the first like
special? No. No. He's just the one who capitalized on this. Take some salt, put it up over it, and let it dabble off your elbow. Look, there's a dog hair. You let it dab. Look, don't do that in the restaurant. You let it dabble off your elbow. It hits your elbow while it bounces off your elbow into the steak because your elbow is plated with gold. You know, and
you paying more
it's
or
like
less
you want to be
for
better
hair
than
on the
Salt Bae?
elbow or no hair?
Exactly. It doesn't matter. You can have different chefs. You're like, this chef's going to cost you more because it's cleanly shaven, plated with gold. You want your salt to fall off a golden elbow or a regular elbow? That's what I thought. Give me an extra $1,000.
Don't you think society has gotten to a point where it's just like, I want my salt on a golden elbow because I have that much money? Like,
Yeah, and I can do it and check it out.
But don't you think it's also gotten to a point where it's like, I'm trying to make content and we saved up this money for a few months and we're going to go have this salt elbow steak?
Yeah, that's people.
And
do
we
that
don't
too.
even like steak or know anything about steak, but we're just going to do it because this will get us 110,000 views.
And that makes us money. That makes us more money than we spent tonight.
So what in Richmond will get us to get the most views for like $300?
I don't know.
Should we rob someone?
I have a friend who lives in Savannah, Georgia. She's only been living there for, let's call it less than 10, for sure. I know for a fact less than 10 years. And she has started an Instagram and got businesses and got followers to where when we go visit Savannah, she's like, hey, come hang out with us. And we go to this place and she's like, hey, can I get an itemized receipt for that? Because
it's business. Does she show cheeks?
No cheeks.
Oh, she's smart.
She doesn't even show, maybe she might show herself.
A little bit.
But I don't think it's like it's mostly like local businesses and restaurants.
If you were a woman, would you be showing yourself?
No, because I have morals. Sorry, everybody, but like I think that's on another level. I think you're on another level, and you know, more power to you though. Just because I can't do it doesn't mean that you can't do it. Clearly.
Oh, we're not knocking anyone out there that's doing whatever they want to do on any type of an account or channel. By all means, if you're out there fucking collecting yo-yos or out there just showing your beehole, whatever you do, if it's working for you, by all means, the power to you.
Just because it don't work for me.
And we love it and do it for you. We're trying to figure out our thing. And our thing obviously is not being attractive because we're two 30-year-old men who, by all means, do not have tits and ass.
Yeah. And, I mean, guess what? Maybe I don't have an informed choice because I don't have the tits in the ass. Maybe if I had it, maybe if I had some stuff that people wanted.
If you had hangers, just straight,
I don't have that. I don't have that
I don't
body.
either, obviously.
So, yeah, and I think.
So we can't speak on that then because we don't know because we don't have them.
Yeah, but why is it not the other? I guess maybe it is the other way. You're like a ripped up dude that's.
Exactly.
It's like
if you
you're
have
wanted,
like the features that are considered.
Like God-like, attractive.
Not God-like, but like if you
like
have...
what the Greeks make statues of, though. For real. There's two examples of like that when I say God-like. I mean, just because like, and I'm not the one who rated this. This is just what I've been told, right?
You don't have to... Yeah, I got you, yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
God-like.
Marilyn Monroe.
God-like.
Those are the like, you know what I'm saying? You can call it that's modern day Kim Kardashian.
They were the
right?
Oh, they were the influencers of their generation.
Yeah, I mean, who's the dude now? Like you have like a Channing Tatum, right? Maybe not as like a bodybuilder style as Arnold was.
I don't think
but like
men who are built like Arnold, like the bodybuilder, very ripped physique, muscly. Kind of like, look at these fucking guns.
Like, I could ab curl a car. I could be like,
I don't think, I'm not saying it is, but I don't think right now that's the actual desirable body for a man in this current situation. I don't think it is.
It's not.
And I think I don't know because I'm not a woman, so I don't know what a desirable, like what's the ideal man right now. I don't think it's Arnold. I think that was like a 70s, 80s thing, but that was also when Pam Anderson was on like a Baywatch.
Right.
It was like the least amount of clothes without being like nude, tan skin, blonde hair for the chick, brown hair for the guy, and just white teeth.
You know,
that was it. That was it.
You know what I want to say?
Yeah.
I think
go ahead.
that, and I think it's good that modern culture is more accepting of a bunch of stuff. Right? Now, maybe there's some backlash about all the stuff. Right? But I think there's some good in it because now you know that there's a niche for everything. You got hairy toes? People love that. You got wrinkles on your forehead? Someone's looking for you.
When you go to the grocery store...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you go to the grocery store to buy a steak, okay?
Okay.
Do you want 1,000 different options of steak or 5?
Personally, I'm horrible with making choices, especially if I have way too many options.
So why do you think that having unlimited options when it comes to what you want to consume
Is a problem.
Is better than just having a few?
I would say maybe it's
Why
not.
why is not like 4 or 5 body types that are considered popular better than 10,000 body types? 20,000, unlimited.
Yeah, I mean...
When I go to a store and I want to have dinner, I have an idea of probably like 3 to 5 things, and I'm like, ooh.
Right, they have a fish. They have a white meat. They have a red meat.
But then why would I want to go to a store that's 1 million square feet where it has 10,000
options?
Don't you think that would eventually lose so much time in that store that it would take away from my actual reality?
Oh, a perfect example is Netflix.
So
you know how long I spend trying to figure out what I want to watch on Netflix?
Yes, but
I'm done with my dinner.
Yeah, but that's what's bringing exactly. But that's bringing me back to my point. Don't you think at some point too many options is actually a bad thing?
Yes.
So you're like, oh, hairy toes, like, oh, people love hairy toes. Listen, don't you think that people that love hairy toes should be a super small sub community that's not
on Reddit, and that's where you can find them.
Every
Reddit.
goddamn social platform. Like, the major things in this world
are major.
That should
there
be
are major
acceptable
and minor. Right.
and should be like, oh, this is a major thing, this is a major thing. They should be the ones that are like marketed and produced for the average person. Like, not average, I don't like that word. Produced or able to get, or just being able to like go out and achieve for the majority of the people. And that's the thing. I think we've like tried to appease every little minority that it's caused so many different options that now I think people are generally confused and upset there's so many options. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, listen, I just want A, B, C, D, or E. I don't need 17,000 options. Because when that's the case, it really does get annoying where you're like, I already ate my dinner. I just wanted to watch a goddamn show or a movie.
I couldn't even pick because I don't know what I want to watch.
So I think that is actually the difference between the 70s, 80s, 90s. Maybe
there was only 5 options.
A little bit of early 2000s.
You know what you watched?
Listen.
Leave It to Beaver.
I'm taking 70s to early 2000s. There was, especially earlier, obviously, than later, so many options. And then from like early 2000s, let's just go 5 till now, there's so many options that I think people are frustrated with going like, dude, I don't know anymore.
All right, how about this?
I don't know anymore. Like, it's too specific. And if you're looking for such a specific story or narrative, you should be able to seek out those private communities. And I think we've made every private community so public that it no longer is cool. Or not even cool, but it just took all the excitement out of being in a private community.
Yeah, I got a question. How come
Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
Right?
Because how come we're not talking about nudist colonies anymore?
Oh, that's not even like, that's probably like one of the most least offensive things in the world now. When that was 20 years ago, like, do you know there's a beach where you can go and there's fucking women with their tits out?
And pee-pee?
And the guys walking with their dongs?
And boo-boo?
We're at the point where 30 years prior to now, there really was no boundary. And I think these 30 years were like the rebound where there's... No, I take that back. I think the last 30 years, there was a boundary. Like, you don't say this, you don't do that.
It's
Because
polite.
if you do,
It's just polite.
you're wrong.
Not
And
wrong,
I think
but polite.
this 30 years, 20 of them being where we are now, plus the next 10, is all for anything goes. And then I think, hopefully, by like the time we realize that this is a seesaw, and we went from the extreme, say
other.
whatever, do whatever, to the extreme, you can't say that and do that. We come back to the middle.
Yeah.
But then again, have we ever been a country that's been like really in the middle? Hasn't it always been like far?
Just humanity, man. You think about it, it's always been something crazy. I wanted to change the subject.
Yeah, we can.
Fuck you, dude.
All right, well.
Try to talk to me about something that makes me think hard again. One more time. One more time.
I feel
I'd
like
like to see
you're
you
a
try.
deep thinker. I feel like you're a deep thinker, but you don't like to talk it. You like to just think about it and leave it up there.
No, I like to talk it. I think I'm just conscious and I'm aware that there are certain moments in time that I'm going to struggle to express myself correctly.
Yeah, but
I'm going
isn't
to
that
struggle
growing?
to really...
Isn't that growing?
It is. It is.
Like, do you think you should be at 20, 30, 40?
That's why we were
able to
talking
be
about the lobster,
politically
man.
correct?
This is
About
the arc.
everything?
This is the arc. You
Yeah,
know when the lobster knows he needs to grow is when he's uncomfortable. He feels it. I feel tight. I feel like I need to grow.
You shed your skin?
I need it.
Your exoskeleton?
I feel it. It's just a feeling. Are you feeling like that? Then
Who,
find
me?
anyone.
Oh.
Then find something and help it, or help you yourself, make yourself grow with it, through it, whatever it may be, you know? That's where we are, and that's what we're doing. We're maybe, from what you just told me, you feel like maybe we're overly accepting of things.
I think so.
Okay, so like you
I
said,
think
we
we've
are
gone a
going
little
to
too
rebound.
far. Yeah.
Okay, we can test it out. We can see, hey, what is going to work?
But don't you think there should
That's
be
what we do.
some boundaries?
Yeah, and it happens
little.
on the... Look, right now, let's
not-
say it's
not-
happening
not,
on...
you know, communism, obviously.
Let's just note. So, you brought up communism. Think about it on a human rights level. Okay? Did you hear that China's being accused of crimes against humanity?
I did not. I mean, but aren't they always?
No.
They're not.
Technically, they're not, but technically they are now.
Yeah, but how do you believe anything that you hear
you're
about
reading.
China when China produces its own media?
I'm trying to talk about... You're bringing up China's media. I was just trying to talk about China's being accused of crimes against humanity. What is a crime against humanity?
I think it's forcing people into a state of life that they don't want to live.
Okay, so like we were talking about the two extremes. Let's say the crimes against humanity in the 20th century were the world wars. Okay? Right?
Okay.
That's when we had to have world wars. Right? There were crimes against humanity happening. Okay? That's on one side. I feel like that's the constrictive side. That, hey, crimes against humanity, guess what? Can't do this, can't say this. Oh, you're this way? You're locked up. Oh, you're that way? You do this. Right?
Okay.
Now-
I'm tracking.
You fluctuate because you come out of that. You say, never will we ever constrict anyone in any way.
The seesaw tilts.
Right.
Of course.
So then it goes overly accepting
Goes
to where
way too far.
you can be a maps person. You've heard that, right?
I know. I know exactly what you're talking about.
A minor attracted persons. This
Yes.
is a concept that people are talking about. And maybe they've talked about it. Maybe they're not talking about it anymore. But it is still a concept that me and you both know.
Yeah.
That people are trying to say, maybe this is okay. Yeah. Right? You can have your opinion on that. Right? But
Yes.
it's only going to get, well, here's another example. Maybe it's okay to murder someone. Okay? And maybe it's circumstantial.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Maybe if this is the reason why, or if this is the reason why, it's okay, right? And you try to draw the line the best you can, just like we always do.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, sometimes you're reaching, and you realize that that's not the direction you should be reaching in.
I think you reach so far eventually into the cupboard, the mousetrap bites your hand.
Right.
You're like, oh,
Gotcha.
motherfucker! That hurt went too far. And then you come back. But then again, once you start to come back, you keep going back. And I think that's where you see this
middle ground,
wide,
baby. And we're all here.
range.
Meet us here.
You got to understand.
Ride it with us.
America's only been here for 300 years.
Right.
The first 100 were
Meet in the middle.
savage.
Have fun.
The next 100 were middle. And we were the last of the few in the middle ground. Really, we were. And now
we're in-betweeners.
We're
We're a trademark TV show.
We're pre-technology.
Yeah, no, we're on the cusp of both. Like I said,
The first time me and you had
called
a
millennials.
cell phone.
The millennial age is when things changed.
The first time me and you had an actual device in our pocket that was really capable of what really it could do, we were in our 20s.
I would call it 16 to 20.
I would say 20. Because at 16, it still was not as capable as it is now. At 20, it was as capable as like, oh, I can...
Yeah, 20.
16,
yeah.
17, 18, everyone was learning.
Oh, so here, yeah. So
19,
from
20,
30 to
you're
20
like,
for us.
oh, I can tell you right now exactly what it is.
Right.
It wasn't like that at first.
Yeah, the last decade that we've had,
It was
I'm
all
30 years
technology.
old.
Yeah,
the
well,
last
yeah,
decade
of
from
course.
30 to 20, not too much different, but 20 to 10.
Yes. Wild.
Huge.
Wild.
Huge.
We're in a transition.
We were there. We
We're in a
were the
transition
middle.
Where we just went super far to the other side.
But we're
And
riding, baby. We're riding.
No, I think the hand hit the mousetrap.
I
think we're going back.
You think we're going back?
Yeah, I think we need. I think that a lot of people are. And again, it's my opinion, and
Right.
by all means, it is. This is just
Right.
how I feel.
We know.
But I think when technology was coming up, smartphones, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, like it was all new, and these things you could like take and like get on your phone with them and access them, and you could kind of like put your opinions out there, and like all of a sudden you can like stuff and share it, and that was hard 10 years from our 20s to 30s. Well, like 16 to 18 and like 26, 28, like what you said. But then I think now it's gotten to a point where it's so goddamn extreme that it's going to go the other way for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Because I think we've gotten to a point where it now is too ridiculous. It's too far-fetched. It's too specific.
I'm not going to lie. I see stuff on the internet that I never see in real life.
Yeah.
I see opinions and ideologies on the internet that I've never come across in real life.
But isn't the hottest...
I've met Hindus. I've met people from all over the world, multiple different countries, multiple different religions. And there's a lot of but there's also a lot of different ideologies and cultures that I haven't met in real life.
But isn't the hottest take or the wildest ideology the one you remember more than anyone else? Like, it's just like when you see a Lamborghini drive down the road, you're like, holy shit.
We talked about it. I don't know who brought it up, but we were talking earlier about the girl who posted like a record number of TikToks in 24 hours. It was like over 100.
Yeah.
And she was like mentally struggling, having some mental health issues.
Like
and
some
so there was like,
breakdown.
yeah. And so her fans called a wellness check on her. And, yeah, and then I think you told me you were like, "Oh, that's just a ploy." She kind of played it off.
Because apparently this person's a artist, a musically inclined artist that releases albums. I'm not familiar with their music, but they actually have a following,
yeah,
like a pretty good following.
And so it's like a marketing ploy.
Every time this person goes to release an album,
yeah,
they have like this manic depressive state that happens out of nowhere, and they just produce a million things
that gets eyes, yeah, and then
because there's so many like things being produced and so much content at one time, it starts to trend and eventually becomes one of the highest trending things. And when you're one of the highest trending things on any platform, I mean, we're talking.
Yeah, that's worldwide, not international.
I mean, a football game will get 10 million views, maybe, like a primetime game. There's 330 people in America. Okay? So let's
330 mil.
There's 330 million people in America. A primetime NFL game, which the NFL is still in our country considered the top, one of the most.
What's like what's the highest viewed like NFL Super Bowl game or whatever? Like
I think it's in the 10 to like 20 million range.
10 20 million. Interesting.
Okay, but you got to think that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
One, there's podcasts that get like that, if not more.
Right.
Okay, but two, when you trend in the world with
Billions.
a video.
Billions.
In the world, there's what, 4 billion? 5 billion? Is it 6 billion?
Bill Masello.
Because didn't China have 1 billion people, which is the most populated country, right?
Yeah. Again, I'll say his name again, Bill Masello, billions and billions.
Yeah. So when you're talking 3 or 4 billion people, okay, and then you're trending in the world, even if you snag 1% of the world, that's still so goddamn
Yikes.
massive. And in our comparison to like our point of view, we think of like a Sunday night football game was like a big thing that everyone watches. Can you imagine snagging 1 in every 100 people in the planet?
I mean, just think, and too.
Holy shit.
Yeah, right. And then just think, once I got that many eyes on me, I got to beat off YouTube and made some stupid rap about
Once you get that many
Nancy
eyes
Pelosi.
off you, half's going to say whatever. The other half's going to go, oh, let's click. And half of that half is going to go, oh, I'm into it. The half of that half is going to go, I'll buy it. Half that half is going to become like a fan. And half of that half is going to become a super fan. And still, you're talking 1 million people,
yeah.
1.5, 2 million, off of like a 0.5% of a population.
That's right.
So
Simple statistics, folks.
yeah, and it's probably so goddamn wrong. That's why I don't have a degree and I drive a truck. But at the same time,
It feels right.
I
It
think
feels
some
so
people
right.
get the algorithm, dude.
The algorithms are real.
Oh, I think they're 100% real.
That's the conspiracy. The algorithms, they're controlling us.
We got to this
Hey,
by
I wanna
talking
segue.
about being 6'1", 225, and 6'1".
Yeah, we talk about it all, baby. No, but for real, I wanted to talk about, did you see, I pulled up the news, and so like, there are certain news, like, networks I use. Some of them are good. I'm not even going to shout them out, but there's, like, I think I've already shouted out Google News, but essentially it's like Google News where it's just a bunch of different other news outlets and it just pulls everything in, and you get this, you get that side, you get that side, you get it all.
It's a search engine for news.
Yeah. And it was like there was multiple tractor trailer crashes today.
I saw that.
Did you see what they spilt?
I saw the Alfredo sauce.
You saw the Alfredo sauce? Yeah, dude. Did you see the dude walking through it?
I didn't see the guy walking through it. I saw cars trying to like go around it, and there's so much Alfredo sauce on the
It
highway.
looked like a movie. It looked like a snowy.
It looked like a slip and slide that someone poured dish soap down.
Dude,
it was just covered in Alfredo sauce.
There were jars everywhere too. It was just crazy. It was crazy because not only did I see the Alfredo jar spill, but I saw a truck carrying a whole load of tomatoes. Did you see that one?
I did not see that.
It was tomatoes all over the road. Just splattered tomato paste. It was just splattered tomatoes for like a football field.
Are you allowed as a citizen of this country to go take a ladle out there and start scooping Alfredo off?
100%. 100%. If you're a homeless guy with a cell phone that reads the news and you're in that area, you know for a fact
Homeless guy
you're going
reads
out
the
there.
news.
You're going out there with an old bucket or a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, dude, you can take an old gallon milk jug and you're scooping tomato
This
juice in there.
Alfredo might taste a little oily, but it's fresh.
I mean, dude,
It's fucking fresh.
if you boil it up, it's good, right?
Yeah, let's say that. Dude, but
100%,
there's
dude, that's
so
good food.
much Alfredo on
That's
the
good food,
highway.
dude.
That shit, I saw that and I was literally geeking. Like,
Yeah.
that sounds like something that someone would come up with in
Yeah.
like a book or a movie.
2 in 1 day.
Alfredo Highway.
That's my next novel.
I literally ran down the highway and did a slip and slide down a mile and a half of Alfredo. Can you imagine if you like were driving your car when that tractor trailer like spilt all that Alfredo, and then just the windshield was with Alfredo, and your wipers like, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna crash my car, but it smells so good. And you're like,
we're going to
banana
we're going
Mario
to Olive Garden
Kart
tonight.
And then your brain spilled into the Alfredo, and they're like, oh, it's carbonara.
It's carbonara sauce. Dude, no, yo, I know you've been driving in a heavy rain.
Yeah.
And you pass a tractor trailer or something, or but there is a gush of water, like someone just splashes, and you can't see.
Yeah.
You ever had?
Oh, yeah.
And you can't see.
Oh, you're blind for like at least 2 to 3 seconds.
You're like, this is it. You're like, this is it. I can't see. I hope I'm good.
I think
I'm going 70.
I always like turn the music up louder and just say, hey, take it out.
You should say, if I'm going out loud, baby. And it's like, just like the word wind of sings a song.
That's the song you hear when you're going out?
Yeah, you're going through like a storm, and that's the song, yeah.
Mine is, who can say you're only one? Only time.
That's
and I'm flipping upside down in the car in slow motion, like, I'm like, fuck, dude, this is it.
No, dude. Flip me in slow motion going, just like the one wind does. Sings the song.
Say it like a wind. Whoo, baby, who, baby, who.
Dude,
who is that? It's not
Stevie Nicks, dude.
Yeah,
Stevie Nicks.
yeah.
It's
There,
Stevie
I'm
Nicks.
sorry. I'm a degenerate.
No, it's good, dude. I was just thinking about so many songs that people don't know the words to.
Enya, Only Time. That's my slow motion vehicle flip song. Yours was what? Stevie Nicks.
I think it's called 17.
Okay.
17. I think that's what it's called.
Look those songs up. Flip your car.
To
do it in
those
slow
songs.
motion, and then comment and tell us which one's better. Next.
Yeah, I went out there, got 2 Dodge Neons, and
Dodge Neons.
and we rolled them. It's like Mythbusters.
I was gonna go White Hyundai Sonatas.
What's the better song to flip your car to? They're like, 60 out of 100 people said Stevie Nicks was
doing
better.
this research proves that neither song's better to flip your car to, because flipping your car fucking sucks. You seen the Kia Boys?
Yeah, dude.
That shit's nuts.
Dude, that's how you know TikTok's trying to ruin our country.
So, dude, if you tap this aux cord,
Yo, take a USB stick.
If you tap this aux cord to this USB port, the car will start and you can steal it. I mean, I don't know if that's actually how it is, but it's something like that.
It's there's like screenshots because
They
social media
removed
take
the,
it all down, right? But there's like screenshots, and yeah, apparently it's super easy enough to where like 12 and 13-year-olds are going out there like Kia Boys, and they're not like
They're
taking
like,
your
yo,
car.
gang, we're about to steal this fucking 2013 with 187 on it. Let's go.
Dude, I can guarantee you. I want to tell you this because I know people.
Should we go steal a Kia tonight?
No.
Okay.
I know people.
We're not going to do that.
I know people. And
Steal Kias?
They don't just steal Kias. They probably steal like whatever they can get their hands on. Like they're testing a couple cars, right? I'm telling you, when a normal person steals a car, it's like I got to get from point A to point B. I'm gonna steal your car. I'm gonna ditch it, and nobody is gonna know that I stole your car.
I love that you're like.
Oh, I
when
know.
a normal person steals a car,
I know
they
a
think
normal
point
car.
A to point B. A normal person doesn't steal a car.
A normal car theft. That's how it's happening.
I don't think so.
I'm guaranteeing you it's 60%.
I think
quote me on
normal
it.
car theft
Do
is
that
in the
scientific
moment,
study.
and it's like, I think it's like
point
spur
A
of
to
the
point
moment.
B. They're not taking your car. They're not keeping it in their garage. They're not trying to like pimp out the rims.
So why would you think it's point A to point B?
It's because they're taking it. They're taking it for one trip. They need to get from where they're at, where your car is, to some other destination.
Yeah, but what is that destination?
It doesn't matter. They're taking your car.
They're just like, oh, I'm going to just take it to take it.
It's a different story when it's a 12...
So there's no point. There's just
A
take
12-year-old
it.
TikTok kid that has seen Kia Boys is taking your car to run it into the fucking burger joint at the corner of your
if
street.
me and you right now went and stole a car, what business are we running into the front of?
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing that. If I'm 10 years old, 10 to 13...
Yeah, we're not 10,
10
we're
to
30.
13-year-old
Let's go
me.
smash a car into a business right now.
Dude, if you give 10 to 13-year-old me TikTok and Kia Boys
Yeah, we're stealing the
hashtag,
car.
I'm probably stealing a Kia. 100%.
Really?
I'm taking that key to Food Lion at least. 100%. If there's a Kia right there, I'm going to try it out.
Yeah, you had that.
I'm 10 to 13 years old.
You were the guy I was like, hey.
My name's Zach.
Can you take Band-Aids from your mom's cabinet and bring them to me at school? Because I wrecked my four-wheeler so bad.
I can't tell them.
My mom and dad find out, they'll ground me. And I'm like, that's the punishment? Must be.
I got Band-Aids.
Came back the next day. I was like, hey, we got some of these.
He said, dude, I have a whole first aid kit. I also stole this from my wrestling coach.
My mom only uses this when she bumps her head on the table when she passes out from the box of wine at night. So you can have these Band-Aids.
My mom said, don't touch this first aid. This is for when she passes out too drunk.
She'll like pee herself normally on the couch and just soak it. And that's all we're going to lay on that one side.
She said, only wake me up if I'm bleeding, not if I pee.
We could have a segment at the end of our podcast where we do a Patty Johnson segment, like a minute or two clip where we're just like, favorite Patty Johnson
just
story.
Just a Patty story?
Favorite Patty Johnson story, 2 minutes, go. Off the top of your head. Just all the
right
top.
Now?
Just go. Yeah, quick. 2 minutes. Don't be like insane 25 minutes.
All right, I'll tell
just
you.
Give us
all right,
off the top of your head story, and then we'll
right.
like build off of it.
All right, I'll tell you the classic story.
We're still building our podcast. If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
If you're here right now,
you've been here.
We love you so much.
We love you, but we have to understand that we're trying to still figure it out. Patty Johnson.
We're trying to algorithm. We're trying to algorithm out here.
That's my mother. She's no longer with us. God rest her soul. But she was a psycho. Go. 2 minutes.
Not only was she a psycho, but she was so fucking cool. So fucking cool. This person once... this was like a common story. I feel like this was like her go-to. I'm about to tell you, fool. Just have some patience.
I have the patience. I can see it in you. But you're like, oh, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. I lived. I know.
It's the one where she was like, and see, but you probably know more details because you've probably heard it tenfold.
This is your story, not mine.
Yeah, but I might need some help with the details.
I'll throw it in if I have to.
This was like the classic one. I heard her tell this story to multiple people. Like, oh yeah, you think you're cool? It was like me and it was her brother.
But no, that's true. That's real. Like he got mad shit. He went to art school and stuff. Uncle Michael was flaming gay.
But he was like eccentric and just knew so many people. Anyway, he also liked to do a lot of drugs. Mm-hmm. And I think she was just like, one night he convinced us to just trip on acid. And we took her Volkswagen Beetle from New Jersey. Where they go?
They went to
New York.
They went to Asbury Park. They would like go see a lot of Bruce Springsteen concerts, but they would also go out like just to like bars a lot. Like
I thought they went from New Jersey to New York.
Yeah, well, Mom worked in New York in the Diamond District, so
I think it was like a nighttime thing. It was like, look,
it was
we're
like
all trash,
and they would commute back and forth to the city, like, and because they lived in New Jersey in like a suburban residential area, but they could drive to New York City in like an hour.
Right.
So they would just go, like, meet back at the house at 5 in the afternoon or 6 or whatever,
right.
Get fucked up, and then go to New York City, the city that never sleeps,
right.
And then at 5 in the morning, drive back to New Jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think they went out there one night. I mean, are there casinos in New York City? Can you gamble in New York City?
I don't know, but...
Can you gamble there? Is it illegal?
I don't know.
I don't know the rules either, man.
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. A lot of people know these answers.
That's fine because they'll be like, "Oh yeah, there totally is," and they can comment and say that. So just tell your story. Tell your story the way you know it.
Anyway, the only way I know it is everybody's on acid, and they go out for a crazy night. But on the way back home, they absolutely trash their car. They have a horrible accident on the interstate.
Yeah,
and that's that. Yeah, that's pretty much the story. It was, we went out and got trashed and trashed our car, and then you know what comes after trashing your car. If you've done it, you know, it's just trouble. It's just a bunch of trouble, especially, I guess, if you're on drugs.
They said they had like 9 lives because they put so many cars into so many things.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, damn. Not me.
No.
I only did it once, and that was enough for me.
Yeah. No, we've had our fair share of car experiences.
Yep.
And I don't have them anymore. I don't. Not the same way I used to when I was 16.
No.
16 to 21, you're on a different level.
Yeah.
I think it's just natural. And you learn or you die.
Yeah. And that's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just saw where 2022 was the sharpest decline in the average life expectancy.
I saw that too. And they obviously attributed it to COVID.
100 years.
Yeah. They attributed it to COVID.
Of course, but they said more people are dying younger than ever.
It's a mindset.
I think it's the seesaw.
It's a mindset.
Tilt back and forth.
It's a culture.
It's right now we're in the culture of you can do anything and be anything, and it's going to take casualties. But hey,
if
me
this
and you are
podcast,
somehow in between it.
if us talking helps you, I want you to tell me.
Yeah.
I want you to send me an email. Honestly, we're going to put the email in.
It's UltraWisdom.
I think it's dot.
It's UltraWisdom. What is it?
There's a dot somewhere that you don't know where it is, but I think it's.
Are we going to send the Gmail or the Yahoo?
Yeah, the Gmail. I want the
UltraWisdom.
Gmail.
I think it's 99, right?
Yeah, UltraWisdom99
at
no
gmail.com. It's ultrawisdom99 at gmail.com. Send us your story.
Dude,
whether you're...
if you want us to talk about something...
And whatever you want us to leave out, put in...
Yeah.
Exaggerate on, by all means, we definitely can... will do or would be glad to.
Yeah, and I'll
share your story. If you're not willing to share it yourself, we can change names, change dates, change places so it won't come back to you. But by all means,
yeah,
UltraWisdom99 at gmail.com. Send us your story. Include or leave out whatever you would like. And if you want to personally message us some things, by all means you can, and we'll get back with you.
I'll be honest, and I'll speak for myself when I say, like, I think, so, dude, 30 years. And just now, 30 years, I've kind of, I feel like grown out of wanting to be mysterious. Wanting to have secrets and things that people didn't know about me. I have enjoyed that. I have liked being around people that they don't really know the real me.
Yeah.
I'm not showing them the real me.
It's nice to keep
some things I've done
secret,
that.
Yeah.
But dude, honestly, this is like my first step in that. This is my first step in me
putting yourself out there.
Putting myself out there.
Yeah. Well, being
real, being me. I say fuck. I say that word.
Yeah.
It's a thing. You know?
Just a word.
But it's a thing that I don't say to some people.
Well, I mean, obviously there's professionalism and there's situational awareness.
Right.
You can't just be like, in a store like, hey, are these fucking chips good? You can, but...
Right. Yeah, no, but that's that for me. I'm growing, man. I'm learning. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to use my life, my time here on this place, this earth, to maybe interact with people in some way, man. Because I look back at like literally snap memories, literally Snapchat memories, and I'm like, dude, all those memories that I see, I'm not making snaps by myself. I'm making snaps with so many people. Mm-hmm. That's when I make a snap. That's when in my head, I guess subconsciously, I'm like, oh, I'm about to make this moment. I'm about to capture this.
Yeah.
And that's what I've tried to do as like a photographer and a filmographer, which I don't consider myself at all. But maybe one day I will consider myself that,
I think, do you know how our parents, when we got older, gave us the photo albums of our childhood?
Yep, Walmart printed.
4 years, and the CVS turned in tapes, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is our photo albums to our Next Generation podcast.
Yeah, dude. I see that.
And I think people that aren't doing it, 10, 15, 20, whatever time frame.
I do it.
I don't know exact. No, are going to go back and go, shit, I wish we had done it.
Yeah. No, and as a musician,
this is our photo album to our... Not necessarily saying like kids, but this is our photo album to the next generation.
Yeah, man. And I feel that way as a musician.
Every generation leaves behind something. Before us, it was statues. Well, before us it was
Right.
paintings. Before
Right.
us it was statues. Before
Right.
it was
Like,
monolithic fucking
monolithic figures.
statue.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Massive.
like things that were so
They
goddamn
stick.
abstract.
They stay around.
I was like, whoa, this is the
An impact.
past.
Yeah.
And then it went from that to art and statues, and then it went from that to pictures.
Yeah.
The picture was
Paintings.
The picture was.
Beautiful.
I mean, dude, you know,
I'm so in awe of painters.
but I'm talking about
Visual
developed
artists.
pictures. A picture of you as a child at 7.
Oh, that's the
at a
90s.
lake with
Just because I'm a 90s
a
baby.
shirt on with some
That's right.
flip-flops.
And it's
But
on that.
That was what that generation left to the next.
It's always
I
something.
think our generation,
We got some audio to it.
podcast is what
Nice.
we're leaving behind.
Sweet.
And I think that's when they look back, we don't have photo albums.
Oh, no. And
Do you scrapbook photo albums?
No, but
No.
I know people who do.
Our parents did. They did it out the ass. They had every fucking event, date, time in an
Right.
album book because they were like, this is the future. And they'll look back and go, look, on the 4th of July, we ate hot dogs. And we all took a picture with red, white, and blue shirts. Look how good we looked. But cool because it's nostalgia. And nostalgia really always hits a place in the later generation. I think our photo album and our photo book is podcast. I think millennials will leave behind the podcast.
Nice. I like that.
I don't know what the next generation is going to leave behind. I think TikTok.
Yeah, we're definitely not Renaissance painters.
I think TikTok.
We're definitely not artists.
No, we're content creators through visual. It's another dimension.
Yeah, it's
the next.
it's something
and
new.
It was the first dimension, the second dimension, the third dimension. We're the third dimension with this like audio, video, narrative story that you could subscribe each week and like look at and like listen to and like kind of hear what we're talking about. The next thing will be probably some kind of like an AR virtual reality,
augmented reality, augmented. I think
and actually be here with us and be like, hey, the year is 2022 and we were sitting here drinking a White Claw. Seltzer took off a few years ago and it was crazy because no one before this ever drank seltzers.
Never.
And they alcoholized it and now we drink these and they're fucking tight as shit.
Yeah.
30 years from now they're like, we don't even drink alcohol.
Right.
We
smoke it. We smoke alcohol.
Yeah, they're like,
yeah, dude.
and his forehead really did grow. This is, I think, our mark on
Yeah, dude.
history. I think millennials left behind the podcast. I think what was before us, Gen.
But see, you haven't even mentioned music, man.
Well, because
Man,
music,
that means so much
I think
to a musician.
Music is so diverse and will always be around no matter what generation.
Right. It's literally ancient.
I don't think
it's ancient.
Will,
right.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, even with the.
So it's gonna. Right.
I don't think music
gonna grow. It's gonna
auditory
change.
sounds will always be around. There'll always be music, but I think each generation takes the current popular media
Yeah.
and leaves it for the next.
Yeah. Well, I'll bring it all the way back because I remember you talking about having like a couple main ideas or figures that are really popularized. You know, you were talking about that, but I think just even in regards to podcasting is anybody can do it now.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a podcast. Anybody can become a musician. Anybody can become a photographer,
It's
a filmographer.
easier now than ever.
Anybody
Yes.
can become a painter.
Of course.
You know how? Dude, I'll shout out YouTube. The more that time progresses, after all the social media stuff has happened, YouTube sticks around, baby. And I think YouTube is underrated. I think it's underrated. I think, dude, people learn how to start businesses from YouTube. People learn how to do skills from YouTube. People learn how to better themselves on YouTube. It's special. It'll be talked about in different ways in the future. I can guarantee it.
I don't think it's underrated now. I think people are at
Starting
the point where they're like, oh, YouTube really is the way.
I think people are going to start. People are going to stop tuning in to streaming videos, shows made by the corporations that have millions and billions of dollars, and they're going to start tuning into YouTube, where I can literally interact with someone.
Yeah.
I see this person post on a scheduled basis. I can literally have a relationship with this person. I can have a community with this person because they've built it. Thank you to them for doing that. You know, people have been doing that now. You know, YouTube's been around for decades now.
Of course.
And it's
it
is surprising me.
Right?
It is
early 2000s.
Yeah, it is surprising me. It is.
I think
positively
YouTube's at the point where,
me.
like, I don't think it's undervalued or underappreciated anymore. I think people realize that YouTube really is probably the best search engine in the world right now.
Dude, I just know, like, people have a production value on YouTube that is unfathomable to me because they're doing it all on their own. They are literally copying multi-million-dollar studios in their homes.
Yeah.
You didn't used to be able to do that.
No, because it got expensive.
But dude,
but
I could talk to you for days, my friend, because that's when it gets into, I think, personally, our country's in a lot of debt, but I think that debt, having credit, having an opportunity, helps people to build a lot of things. Now, some people take advantage of it, but some people really use it. Some people manipulate, and they build, use the drive, and they grow, and it's beautiful, man, and life's changing.
I think right now we're about to produce the next best thing. I think
something
right now,
crazy.
I think YouTube is the perfect glue between the sitcom, movie, mass-produced, mass-watched. This is the only things you have available. This is what you have to watch. These are the only options. I think YouTube was the glue to be like, oh, you don't really have to watch these things or listen to these things. You can watch anything and listen to anything. And I think between the specific, only limited selections, YouTube, I think the next thing is born. I don't know what it is. Because if I did, I would fucking be a billionaire.
I'm ready to freaking close this thing down and get some things done. But I got 2 shout-outs. One is, you were talking about new things. Have you heard of Be Real?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay. I'll go ahead and tell you because I have friends that use Be Real. And I have heard about Be Real. And I have now looked into Be Real, done some research, and I was like, dude, I think I want to try to convince my friends to have Be Real. Because what Be Real is, it's an app, just like any app, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, where you can upload anything, right? Okay. You only upload once a day. And the app gives you a random time. And whoever's in your circle or whatever, let's say it's 10 of us, we all get a message. Today at 6 a.m., time to be real. You have 2 minutes. You take a picture. It takes a picture of the front camera and the back camera. Whatever you're doing, time to be real. That's what the notification on your phone comes up. Time to be real. 2 minutes every day. One day it's 6 a.m., one day it's 10 p.m., one day it's 1 a.m., one day it's 12 p.m.
What if you're asleep?
Then you don't get to post that.
So just
and clearly,
person
at 6 a.m., this person was asleep.
So clearly. It was like everyone in the group was not available.
Right.
So everyone's asleep.
But it disappears. It disappears
24
hours.
One person that's
24 hours.
Pegged by a dude
it's gone.
in Vegas.
24 hours, it's gone.
Okay.
Disappears.
Be Real?
Be Real.
Spell it.
It's a French app. Bereal.
Bereal.
Be Real.
Real.
It's a social media app from France. It started in 2020 and it just kind of took off this year. Apparently it's free.
Can you join other 2022 people?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I literally, like I said, heard some friends talk about it. No friends that have it. Did some research literally today.
Okay.
And was like, oh, this seems kind of interesting.
Do it? Like,
yeah, we can do it. Just me and you, and we can start inviting people.
And...
I just know my phone, like I've talked about upgrading my phone. It's about time. I don't really know about adding anything onto the workload of my phone. But the second thing I was going to talk about, I don't remember. And that's okay.
It's all right. I thought you were saying I'm coming out. I was like, damn.
No.
About time. No. You forgot.
No. I forgot. I just forgot.
It's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes we forget things. But, yeah.
We love this company. They're taking care of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we enjoy. And it's rabbit jerky. I mean, these guys fuck on a different level compared to any other animal. They produce 1,000 kids a year. And
you know the stats.
I do. I'm from Dinwiddie County. I mean, if you can spell it on first try without looking it up in the comment section,
You win.
You're a person that eats rabbit or you're not. So you have to understand that these are the rodents of the forest that don't climb up trees. They live on the ground. They fuck hard and they produce good meat. So Jack Link's is coming out with a rabbit jerky. They've been doing beef. They've been doing deer. They've been doing turkey. But at the same time, with inflation, all these things have been going up. Bag of beef jerky used to be like $5-6. You're talking like $14, $15, $16 for a bag of beef jerky. We all love beef jerky. Yeah. It's delicious. Teriyaki. I know that's your favorite of yours. You love teriyaki.
I do.
I love a good hot carne seca jalapeno beef jerky. But at the same time, 5, 6, 7 ounces of beef jerky for $16, $17. Just can't afford it anymore. You know, with inflation,
I saw a bag of beef jerky for $33.
With inflation, times are hard. Everyone's struggling. Beef and all the exotic meats are hard to purchase now to just indulge in something that you enjoy. So, with that being said, Jack Link's went ahead and decided to say, hey, what can we give to the consumer, the family that buys and consumes our product that won't break the bank? And it's rabbit jerky. And it's really freaking good. Whether you like peppered, teriyaki, carne asada.
All your favorite flavors.
Or original. You're going to get them all. Go to jacklinks.com. Look up rabbit jerky, not the beef, not any of the exotic animals. By all means, they're expensive. But look up the rabbit jerky. And whenever you add at least 100 bags to your cart and you use the code word ULTRA, you'll get 15% off your first order. My favorite's the peppered. I love a good spice. I love to be like sitting back after eating a few pieces and being like, ooh, it's hot.
A little hot.
But I know my boy over here likes a teriyaki.
A little sweet.
Loves a little sweet. He loves a little sweet after any heat. Jacklinks.com/rabbit, promo code ULTRA, 100 bags in your shopping cart, $5 a bag, 15% off. You're going to get not only a nutritious, delicious snack delivered to your door, but you're going to get something that you're going to be able to introduce people to, and they're going to go, hey, that guy that gave me that jerky at the work, he knows what's up.
Yeah,
It's
the work.
a good treat.
At the work, baby. We give them the work. I like rabbit jerky.
It's great. It's very tender.
I used to kill rabbits with my friends. We used to cook them up before dinner.
Yeah,
I'd ruin my dinner so many nights, me and my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but never jerky fried it. Never jerky fried it.
Okay.
I just started eating rabbit jerky, and it's good.
Yeah, Lenny of Mice of Men used to squeeze rabbits to death, and the reason the meat's so tender is because he just...
Yeah.
And they're gone.
The younger the rabbit is, the more tender.
Yeah, we take that meat immediately after it's been squeezed by squeezers, and we just harvest it, put it into the dehydration chamber, add the spice to it, and delicious.
You know Boo Radley?
Boo Radley.
You know who Boo Radley is?
From the Adam Sandler movie.
It's not from Adam
Mr.
Sandler.
Deeds.
You don't know who Boo Radley is, but I'm pretty sure he's choked out a couple rabbits before.
Oh, really?
That's why the kids were so afraid of him.
Damn.
Yeah. But anyway, I was going to talk about always wearing edible underwear now.
Okay.
Ever since we got our sponsor, Edie's.
Okay.
Edie's edible underwear.
Nice.
I wear them all the time. Sometimes I don't even eat them after I wear them.
Oh, really? You just like just put them back on the next day?
Yeah. Especially if I go like 5 to 7 days without eating them, I'll sell them on eBay.
Oh, nice. So there's extra stank in them.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What flavors do they have available on Edie's? Like, because I really like to wear edible underwear. And
honestly, they have a lot of fruit flavors. And my favorite is coconut.
Oh, okay.
But they also have salmon.
Salmon.
Also pronounced salmon.
Nice. Do they have when you go to the movie theater, like the different like flavor snacks, like a Twizzler underwear?
I don't know. You can always contact them. We have a special discount code ULTRA.
Okay.
You get 20% off a 16-pack of underwear.
Nice.
So if you're into maybe trying out something new, having some edible underwear, It's always nice also to have edible underwear because anybody can eat them off of you.
Tight.
Yeah.
It's also good for the environment
Friends.
because you're not wasting like material. It's something that you can use and then eventually like dispose of through your body.
Yeah.
So
I know for a fact men have gone through many a boxer, holes in the crotch,
yeah,
falling all out.
yeah.
Women too.
Just wearing them out.
I don't know how the women get the holes in the panties, but they happen also. And if you get a hole in your panty with edible underwear, you just go ahead and eat it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about, tossing them in a public bathroom and being ashamed of that or embarrassed, right? I mean,
No.
listen,
No more embarrassment.
A hole pops through and what? They're Skittles flavor?
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing is you can take a couple of different pair of edible underwear and you can make a pasta out of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you just rip them off, make a dinner out of them. Worst case scenario, you can't pay your rent, and just, hey, tonight we're eating underwear.
Yeah, or like I said, you've gone a week without changing your edible underwear. You sell that on eBay. That's good money.
I can't even wash them.
That's good money.
Yeah.
Because that person who purchases your underwear is going to have a delicious meal.
Nice.
Not only do they wear well, but they taste great.
And if they're collectors, they're going to even be more rewarded with the value that the underwear will gain over time.
Yeah, I know people personally that have shadow boxed a number of different pair of edible
if you're
panties.
farting those underwear for a week and you're blowing holes through those edible
prized
underwear,
possession.
and then you're selling them to somebody, 10 years later, those things are auctioning off.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, definitely inflated price.
Especially if they're fucking any type of flavored or scent that could be consumed.
Yeah.
It's a delicacy.
Yeah. So
We talked about lobster earlier. I mean, goddamn, could you imagine someone serving you a whole tray of just edible underwear that's been worn before?
honestly, I've had a whole edible underwear casserole. I was unable to finish it.
Wow, it was that decadent.
It was for Thanksgiving.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was for the family.
Was your profile just when you were eating just?
It was a little too
Blown away.
spicy.
It was just so savory you couldn't eat a whole thing. Like,
It was honestly a little too spicy.
okay,
So if you don't like spice, maybe edible underwear isn't for you.
no,
But it was,
experience you love to have.
I'm honestly speechless about it. Every time I think about it, I just lose words.
So if I wanted to buy these, where would I go again?
EdibleUnderwear.com. That's ediesedibleunderwear.com.
EDs, edibleunderwear.com. Promo
20%
code,
off 16-pack of your first purchase of edible underwear.
Promo code Ultra. Make sure you check that out. Gang, it's been real. We love you.
Yeah, man,
We'll
y'all
see
keep
you
it
next
real.
time.
UltraWisdom.